Hi all, welcome to this session where we are going to learn how to solve linear equations in two variables by substitution and elimination methods. More specifically, we'll be discussing different types of MCQ questions which can be asked from this topic. Let's look at the first one. On solving pair of linear equations, solutions are given below. Indicate in which case the use of graphical method of solution would not have been convenient. When you look at the solutions given over here, where would the graphical method not be convenient? What is the meaning of graphical method of solution? You need to plot both the lines on the xy plane and find the x and y coordinate corresponding to the point where both the lines intersect. That is the meaning of graphical solution, right? If you look at the answer choices in options A, C, and D, you can see that the answer choices are all integer values for x and y. However, for option B, you're getting x equals 15 by 19 and y equals 17 by 19. Is it easy to locate these points on the xy plane? Suppose you're having two lines intersecting, and if they intersected at the points 15 by 19 and 17 by 19, do you think you could have found this accurately on an xy plane? No, you would not have been able to find this accurately because this is going to be a number which is non-terminating, non-repeating. So you cannot find this easily on the graph paper. Hence, we will say that option B would be the answer here. This is the case where graphical method of finding solution would have been inconvenient. And in this type of solution, for whichever equations you're getting this type of solution, substitution or elimination would have been the better choice. Let's look at the second question. Find the values of x and y in the following equations. I am having two equations, x minus 3y is equal to 8 and 5x plus 3y is equal to 10. Now here I will show how to solve this question by using the substitution method. If we are using substitution, it means we have to express one of the variables in terms of the other. Let us say in the first equation, I try to express x in terms of y. So you are having x minus 3y equals 8. This could be rearranged as x is equal to 3y plus 8 when I move minus 3y to the other side. This x is equal to 3y plus 8 could be substituted into the second equation. So here we are going to replace the x with this 3y plus 8. We will get 5 into 3y plus 8 plus 3y is equal to 10. 15y plus 40 plus 3y is 10. You get 18y plus 40 is equal to 10, which means that 18y is equal to 10 minus 40 or minus 30. Hence here y would be equal to minus 30 by 18. We can simplify this further. Both are divisible by 6. This would become minus 5 by 3. Look for the option where y is equal to minus 5 by 3. You're having both options A and C where y is minus 5 by 3. You need to find the value of x. What is x? X is 3y plus 8. When we use this, we get x equals 3 into minus 5 by 3 plus 8, which is the same as minus 5 plus 8 or equal to 3. So the answer choice over here is x equals 3, y equals minus 5 by 3. That's the correct answer option. What we have done over here is use the method of substitution and find the value of both x and y and then mark the answer. Of course, there's another way that you can answer this question. You could have just checked which of the options satisfies both given equations. This means you substitute x and y values in both the given equations and see whether it's making the value of the equations true. What do I mean by this? See, for example, if you're testing out x equals 3, y equals minus 5 by 3 itself, substituting x is equal to 3 and y is equal to minus 5 by 3 over here, we get 3 minus 3 times minus 5 by 3. This would become 3 plus 5. And yes, this is equal to 8. So this equation is becoming true. Substitute these values in the second equation. You will have 5 times 3 plus 3 times minus 5 by 3. So this equals 15 minus 5, and that is becoming equal to 10. This is becoming true here. So hence, option A is the answer for these equations. So this is also a possible way, but it might take a slightly longer time if you're not quick with your calculations. Here it is okay because it happens to be option A itself, the answer. What if the answer is option C or option D? Then it might take quite some time by the time you substitute everything and check which one could be the answer. All right. So choose this method wisely. Otherwise, maybe solving the equations itself might be faster. Let's try the third question. In the elimination method, after eliminating one variable, if we get a true statement involving no variable, then the original pair of equations is dash and has dash. Okay, what is this question asking you here? In elimination method, after eliminating one variable, if we get a true statement involving no variable. Now, if I take the example of the equations in the previous question, we had x minus 3y equals 8, 5x plus 3y equals 10. X minus 3y is equal to 8 and 5x plus 3y is equal to 10. What do we do here when we are eliminating variables? We could have just added both the equations, right? When you're adding both the equations, you're getting 5x plus x is 6x, minus 3y plus 3y would cancel, it becomes 0. You get 6x is equal to 18. And then you can solve and say that x is equal to 3, substitute in any one of the equations and get the value of y. Now, what this question is talking about is, after eliminating one variable, if we get a true statement involving no variable, here what is happening? Here, when you have eliminated one of the variables, in this step, we are getting a step with a variable. When you're getting a step with a variable, that means there is a unique solution. But here in the question, they're asking, what if we get a true statement which has no variable? So what if after this step, you got something like 18 is equal to 18? This is a true statement. It is true. It's factually correct. 18 is equal to 18, but there is no variable. Then what kind of equations would the original equations have been? In this case, when you're getting a true statement in this step, it means the original equations would have represented coincident lines, which is one and the same line. And that means it would have been consistent, because yes, solutions are possible. It's consistent, but there would be infinitely many solutions. As an example over here, I'll give you this. Suppose we had 3x plus 4y is equal to 2, and we had 6x plus 8y is equal to 4. Now, if I try to eliminate a variable over here, maybe I multiply this by 2, right? When I multiply this by 2, I get 6x plus 8y is equal to 4. This is also 6x plus 8y is equal to 4. When you're subtracting both sides, what happens? You're going to get 0 is equal to 0. Now, this is factually correct, but there is no variable. But you're getting a true statement since it's factually right. This implies that this happened because the original two equations represented infinite solutions, where a1 by a2 was equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. And this is consistent system because solutions is possible. What if the question said, after eliminating variable, we get a false statement? Let us say the question was, we get a false statement. For example, if you had 3x plus 4y is equal to 2, and you had 3x plus 4y is equal to 3. Here, what happens when you're eliminating the variables, you're going to get 0 is equal to -1. I'm subtracting both the equations. This is first one, this is second one. When you subtract 3x minus 3x is 0, 4y minus 4y is 0, you get 2 minus 3 is equal to -1. This is a false statement. It is not true. So when is this happening? It will be a false statement when a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but not equal to c1 by c2. That is when you're getting a false statement. That means this would happen for parallel lines or in the case where there is no solution. All right. So remember, if the question said after eliminating one variable, if we get a false statement, then the answer would have been parallel lines, which is inconsistent and having no solutions. But here, because the question is talking about getting a true statement, answer would be consistent with infinitely many solutions, right? Okay, next question. Solve the following pair of linear equations. 7x minus 2y equals 5xy. 8x plus 7y equals 15xy. And we are having certain answer options given. If you look at the answer choices over here, you have x is equal to 1, y equals 1, x equals -1, y is equal to -1, x equals 0, y equals 0, which are quite easy numbers, simple numbers to substitute. You could actually check by options then in this case. If you're having 7x minus 2y is equal to 5xy and 8x plus 7y equals 15xy, think what happens when you substitute x equals 1 and y equals 1. When both x and y equals 1, the first sentence becomes 7 minus 2 is equal to 5, which is true. And the second statement would become 8 plus 7 is equal to 15, which is again true. This is what happens when you're substituting x is 1 and y is 1 in both the equations, which means directly you can say that the answer should be option A. X is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. Are you following this? We are just substituting the value of x as 1, the value of y as 1, checking what the value would be. You're getting left hand side as 7 into 1, 7, minus 2 into 1, 2, equals 5 into 1 into 1, which is 5. Same goes for the second statement. 8 into 1 plus 7 into 1 equals 15 into 1 into 1, which implies 8 plus 7 is 15, which is again true. So the answer has to be option A. This is possible here in this question because the options are quite easy. Even if A did not work out, you would have checked with B and C and solved this quite simply. What if the values were not simple and you got such type of question? How would you solve this? You're having 7x minus 2y is equal to 5xy. And we have 8x plus 7y must be equal to 15xy. What you do is multiply the first equation by 7 and the second one by 2. This we are doing in order to eliminate y. We want to make the same coefficient for y. So what do we get? Here we have 49x minus 14y is equal to 35xy. And in the second case, we would have 16x plus 14y is equal to 30xy. When you add both equations, you will obtain 65x is equal to 65xy. We can cancel x on both sides. And this would mean that 65 is equal to 65y or y is equal to 65 by 65, which is equal to 1. Okay. And how do you find out the value of x now? Substitute this value of 1 in any one equation, preferably in one of the original equations. So let's say this one. So you have 7x minus 2 into 1, the value of y here, is equal to 5xy. And that means 7x minus 2 is equal to 5x. We could have replaced this y also with 1. So you're getting 7x minus 2 equals 5x. This implies 2x is equal to 2 when you rearrange. And you get x is equal to 1. So this is the way you could have solved this by elimination method as well. You will get x equals 1, y equals 1. But please remember what I mentioned initially. Look at the answer choices. Here the answer choices are such that the values are very easy to substitute into the question directly and check. So the moment you identify that this option is satisfying, that should be the answer. That would be the simpler method for this particular question. Question 5. If 217x plus 131y is equal to 913, 131x plus 217y is 827, then what's the value of x minus y? See, in this case, what you find is that you are having a certain pattern to the equations which is given. This is a very important type of pattern which you need to observe, and something which is important from exam perspective too. What you see over here in these two equations, 217x plus 131y equals 913 and 131x plus 217y equals 827, is that there is an exchange of coefficients which is happening over here. The x coefficient here is 217. That is becoming the y coefficient in the second equation. In the first equation, the y coefficient is 131. That is becoming the x coefficient in the second equation. So there is an interchange of coefficients which is happening over here, right? In these type of questions, whenever you're solving for x and y, there is a standard method which you can follow, which will make it quite simple to solve. What you do is label these equations as 1 and 2. And then find out what is 1 plus 2 and 1 minus 2. When you calculate 1 plus 2 is over here, you get 217x plus 131x, which would be 348x. 131y plus 217y, which is 348y. This is equal to 913 plus 827. This would be 1740. Okay. So here you see, when you're adding 1 and 2, both x and y would have the same coefficient. Let's divide throughout by 348. When you do this, you're going to get x plus y is equal to 1740 divided by 348. So I'm dividing 348x by 348, 348y by 348, 1740 by 348. We get x plus y is 1740 by 348. What would this value be? This value will be equal to 5. So you're having x plus y is equal to 5. Let's do 1 minus 2 now. When you're solving 1 minus 2, 217x minus 131x would become over here 86x. 131y minus 217y would become minus 86y. And 930 minus 827 would be 86 again. So we're getting 86x minus 86y is equal to 86. What can we do next? We can divide throughout by 86. So we are going to get x minus y is equal to 1. Suppose the question was one where you had to solve both these equations and find out values of x and y. You have succeeded in getting two very simple equations over here. X plus y equals 5 and x minus y is equal to 1. These are very simple to solve. You just have to add both of them. When you're adding both of them, you will get 2x is equal to 6, which means x is equal to 3. When you're subtracting both of them, x and x will get cancelled. Y minus of minus y will become 2y. That will be equal to 5 minus 1, which is 4, which gives you y is equal to 2. Here, you would obtain the value of x minus y as 1. Same as what we already got here. X minus y equals 1. Now here you would notice I have done all the steps which is involved in solving these two equations to get the value of x and y. That's because I wanted to discuss this method here. But from exam perspective, if this question came to you in the exam where you had to find the value of x minus y, you don't have to do all these steps. Once you write this equation 1 and 2, you just had to do this step where you're finding 1 minus 2 directly. These are not required. You can directly subtract equations 1 and 2 once you notice this pattern. Divide throughout by 86 over here. You directly get here x minus y is equal to 1. And that could be marked as the answer. So please remember this. All these steps are not necessary if the question asked you for value of x minus y or for value of x plus y. X plus y means you would have added both the equations. X minus y, as we did here, we are going to subtract both the equations. So depending on what is asked in the question, choose your steps which you're going to use. All right. Let's see the next question. Question 6. The pair of equations 3 to the power x plus y equals 81 and 81 to the power x minus y equals 3 has no solution or one of the solutions which is given over here. Let us check this. Now, if you have 3 to the power x plus y is equal to 81, what is the meaning of this? If 3 to the power x plus y is equal to 81, we have the variables in the exponent here, in the power here. We need to be able to get the other side also in terms of 3 raised to some power. Only then I will get an equation with x and y. You're following? If I have a raised to m is equal to a raised to n, then I can equate the exponents over here. Only if the bases are equal will I be able to equate the exponents. Otherwise, I won't be able to do that. So what I do is this I change to 3 to the power x plus y is equal to 3 to the power 4. 81 is 9 times 9, which is 3 square times 3 square or 3 to the power 4. So I'm getting my first equation as x plus y is equal to 4. Now let's try out for the second equation. We are having 81 to the power x minus y is equal to 3. Now we know that this 81 is same as 3 to the power 4. So we have 3 to the power 4 raised to x minus y is equal to 3. The base is the same now, 3. Let us simplify this exponent. This would be 3 to the power 4x minus 4y. We have to multiply the powers over here. So you get 3 to the power 4x minus 4y is equal to 3. Or you could say that 4x minus 4y is equal to the power of 3 over here, which will be 1. When there is no number written, the power over here would be 1. So we write 4x minus 4y equals 1. This is my second equation. How do we solve for this? We solve for this by elimination or by substitution. Let us say I'm choosing elimination. In that case, I will try to get same coefficients for both equations for one of the variables. So let's look at eliminating y. When we multiply this first equation by 4, you get 4x plus 4y is equal to 16. Add up both these equations now. When you're adding up, you have 4x plus 4x, which is 8x. 4y anyway cancels. This is equal to 17. Or x is equal to 17 by 8. Now, if you look at the options, check which of the options gives you x equals 17 by 8. You can make out here, look at this option, 2, 1 by 8. What is 2, 1 by 8? 2, 1 by 8 is same as 8 into 2, 16 plus 1, which is 17 by 8. So this should be the answer, right? Even without solving for y, we can say that the answer should be option D, because there's no other option where x is equal to 17 by 8. If you want to go ahead and solve for y to confirm, maybe it would be easier to use the equation x plus y is equal to 4. We had got x plus y is 4 earlier, which I changed to 4x plus 4y equals 16 here. Here, when I substitute, I have 17 by 8 plus y is 4. Y is 4 minus 17 by 8, which is the same as 32 minus 17 by 8, or it is equal to 15 divided by 8. This option matches the same, right? 15 by 8. 1, 7 by 8 means 8 into 1 is 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 by 8 is what you're getting here as well. So the correct answer is option D over here. Let's try next question. Question 7. Ax plus by minus a plus b is equal to 0. Bx minus ay minus a minus b is equal to 0. What are the values of x and y? You are having options which are quite easy to substitute here. So one method is there where you can substitute options and check. For example, if I'm substituting the answer given in option A, I have x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1. Let's substitute and see what happens. I will get a into 1 here plus b into minus 1 when I substitute y is minus 1 minus a plus b is equal to 0. Let's see whether this is true. You get a minus b minus a plus b is equal to 0. Here you can see that yes, this statement is becoming true. So 1 comma minus 1 is the solution of the first equation. Let's check whether it's a solution of the second equation also. You're having b into 1 minus a into minus 1 this time because y is equal to minus 1. Minus a minus b is equal to 0. Let's see whether this is correct. B plus a minus b is equal to 0. Oh yes, it is correct because you can see over here b and b is getting cancelled, a and a is getting cancelled. So 0 is equal to 0 is true. This set of values satisfies both the equations which is given in the question. Hence, our answer should be option A. Now, here this was easy to do because the options were quite simple to substitute and check. But how do you do this in the normal method? Let's say options were not that easy to substitute. Or when you're substituting, you're taking a long time because maybe the first and second one is not working out to be the correct option. The way you solve this would be rearrange these equations as ax plus by is equal to a minus b. What I did here is I moved this to the right side. And in the next case, I have bx minus ay is equal to a plus b when I am moving minus a and minus b to the other side. I will use elimination method here now. When I use elimination, what happens? Multiply the first equation by a and multiply the second equation by b. We are going to get a square x plus aby is equal to a times a minus b. Second equation would be b square x minus aby is equal to a plus b times b. Okay, so I'm just using the normal elimination technique where I'm trying to make the coefficient of one of the variables the same. Now, after doing this, let's add both the equations. When you're adding both, you have a square x plus b square x is equal to, let's see, this one would be a square minus ab. And when we add it with the second one, we are getting ab plus b square. Here, minus ab gets cancelled. You get x times a square plus b square is equal to a square plus b square. And this means that x must be equal to a square plus b square divided by a square plus b square or 1. So x value should be 1. Answer choice in that case should have been this or this. And then you would find the value of y. How would you find the value of y? Substitute this value of x into any one equation. Let's say I'm substituting into this first equation. I will get a into 1 plus by is equal to a minus b. This means that a plus by is equal to a minus b. By is equal to a minus b minus a, which is minus b. Y is equal to minus b divided by b, which is minus 1. So answer is A, what we got earlier, 1 and minus 1. When you're solving this using these two methods, what did you feel was faster? Definitely substituting the answer choices was faster over here, right? So don't worry when you're getting questions with letters. Most of you might be getting worried over here when the equation has letters over here. Treat it like a normal equation. You substitute, check whether it's making it true. If it's making it true, that's the answer. Otherwise, you solve both the equations. And while solving both the equations, I prefer the elimination method when you're having such letter type questions here. So you can use elimination, be careful about the signs and calculate the values as well. I would suggest practicing this method for these type of questions. Substitute all values, see whether you're able to get whether it is a true statement or not. Okay. Question 8. The value of x and y in these two equations is what should be found. So we need to solve both these equations and get the value of x and y. How do we solve such type of equations? You can see over here that Even in this question, we could substitute the values of x and y one by one and check which one makes this true. Sometimes this can turn out to be long in case you're not good with simplification and calculation. In that case, you would need to figure out how to solve these two equations. What we do in such kind of situations is identify what is the common variable form in both the equations. If you look at the first one, the first equation is 5 times 1 by x plus 1 minus 2 times 1 by y minus 1 is equal to half. And the second equation is of the form 10 times 1 by x plus 1 plus 2 times 1 by y minus 1 is equal to 5 by 2. You notice that instead of having x common and y common in both equations, here we are having 1 by x plus 1 common and 1 by y minus 1 common. In order to simplify the calculations, you can substitute over here 1 by x plus 1 as some other letter. You could say that 1 by x plus 1 is equal to a, and you could say that 1 by y minus 1 is equal to b, and then solve. That is possible. You can do that. Or you could choose to directly solve this. That is also fine. That means you could directly eliminate here minus 2 by y minus 1 plus 2 by y minus 1. When you're adding these two equations, both of these are getting eliminated. You get an equation having only x, solve for x, and then find the value of y. Both are fine. Just for clarity's sake, I will show right now the method where we are substituting these two quantities by other letters. So if I'm saying let 1 by x plus 1 equals a and 1 by y minus 1 is equal to b, how does both these equations change? The first equation will become 5a minus 2b is equal to half, and the second equation will become 10a plus 2b is equal to 5 by 2. What do we do next? We are going to add these two equations. When we add them both up, look what happens here. This is going to get eliminated. You're having 15a is equal to 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2, which is the same as 6 by 2 or 3. A is equal to 3 by 15, which is same as 1 by 5. So the value of A is 1 by 5. How do you find the value of B? Let's use any one equation to find the value of B. Let's say we are using the first equation. You will have 5a minus 2b is equal to half, right? So this a could be replaced with 1 by 5, which we obtained here, minus 2b is equal to half. You are having 1 minus 2b is equal to half, or 2b is equal to 1 minus half, which is half. You get b is equal to 1 by 4. A is equal to 1 by 5, b is equal to 1 by 4. Now, both of this could be used to find out the value of x and y. We are having here that 1 by x plus 1 is equal to a, which is 1 by 5. This means that x plus 1 is equal to 5 or x is equal to 4. And look at the second case. You are having 1 by y minus 1 is equal to b. B value we got is 1 by 4. So 1 by y minus 1 is equal to 1 by 4. This also means that y minus 1 is equal to 4 or y is equal to 5. So the answer in this case would be x equals 4, y equals 5, which we get in option A. You might also have gotten this by directly substituting x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 5 and verifying whether the statement is true. That's all right. If you're good with the calculations, you can just do that and get the answer as A. Okay. So we learned in this session the important questions related to substitution and elimination methods, where you may have to find out the solution, or based on the concept you learn in elimination and substitution, solves for something else. One important type of question which we saw was ax plus by is equal to c1, bx plus ay is equal to c2. How you solve this? What is happening here? X and y coefficients are getting interchanged. So what you do in these type of questions is add 1 and 2, subtract 1 and 2. you're getting two new equations, which I will call 3 and 4. Simplify this to the maximum possible and use these two new equations to find the values of x and y. That way, these type of questions becomes easy to solve. Okay. All right. That's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.